Welcome to Life Unedited. This is your lifestyle guide to living a life that aligns solely with you. I am your host, Tabitha Sweeney, a coach and inspirational speaker who is all about authenticity, friendly sass, and helping you unlock your best self. Welcome back, you guys. All right. It is August. You guys, we are already an entire week into August now. Where did time go? I don't understand what's going on, but time is not here. It is non-existent. I've said this a couple times now. Just about everywhere that I post or anywhere that you hear my voice is the fact that this year I feel like I have died and been reborn nothing short of 10,000 times. And I just said it again a few minutes ago to Chelsea, who is sitting out at her desk out there. And I said to her, I'm going to go back to the week of Christmas, right? Like the last week of 2022. And I was bawling my eyes out over a man that I had met who opened up a door I was not yet ready to open and sent me down a path that I was not intending to go down. And it has not even been a year. It has been 7 months and a week. 7 months and a week. And I think back to that person that I don't know who she was. I don't even recognize her. So much has changed. And in the past couple months, things have started changing even faster at an even heavier speed. Like the boulder is rolling down the hill and it's like picking up speed and like nothing can stop it now. And ooh, guys, it has been intense. So I have basically taken this time and been trying to figure out really where I fit. And if we're being honest, I've been trying to figure out where I fit for the past 3 years since COVID. I've been trying to figure out where I fit. Because remember, before COVID, I owned a fitness studio. It was clear cut. It was easy and concise. Marketing was easy. I knew exactly what I did. But since then, I've been trying to transition. And in that transition, I just really never knew exactly where I belong. I knew I didn't belong in the health and fitness world anymore because and I had never really fit into the health and fitness world. I always went against the grain and it was fine and I was happy to go against the grain. I actually was very proud to go against the grain. But I knew I didn't want to be in that market anymore. I didn't want to be in that environment. That wasn't resonating anymore. I thought it was coaching, but I could never seem to get that messaging just right. I could never seem to really make people understand what it is I did. And then this year, I really found the intuitive world and the energy worlds. And wow, I absolutely fit there. There is a lot I have learned, and I have really started honing in on my intuitive gifts and really, really started opening up some of those doors. And they're incredible. But this whole time, I have been trying to force myself into a box. And over the years, I have been looking for all kinds of different connections, collaborations, agreements with other businesses that just never panned out. Like I could see it in my head, but it never panned out. And now the timing is aligned because things are happening before I'm even like I think them and they happen. Like I'm not even actively putting them out to other people and they're coming to me. But there's still a few things where I'm struggling. And the one thing I agreed on this year, the one thing I really decided was that I was going to follow wherever this intuitive energy pushed me. I was going to follow. I was going to surrender. I was going to stop fighting. But you see, that intuitive energy requires an amount of self-trust that most people don't possess. It requires an absolute insane level of self-trust. And this week, I really was put to the test. So I want to go back to the middle of July. In the middle of July, I had a weekend planned. And it was supposed to go from Saturday to Monday in one area. And then I was going to meet someone else in a different area from Monday to Wednesday. And then I was going to drive back home. And the feeling I got in my stomach was that I was not supposed to go on the second half of this trip. I couldn't give a reason. I couldn't tell you why. I just knew intuitively I wasn't supposed to go. And I finally said, I think this is a lesson from the universe. 12 hours before I was supposed to go, I canceled. I felt like the biggest asshole in the world. It was awful. It was absolutely awful. I did the thing that I hate when people do to me. And I was that person. And I know that it was a universal lesson because I kept saying, okay, well, the universe, before we can go from where we are to the next level, right? The universe has to make sure we are ready, that we're not going to go backwards. We're not going to do the old things. So what's the universe going to do? She's going to test us. And silly me, because I thought that was like the last test I was going to get. It wasn't. It wasn't. So I passed that test. And that was great. And then about 8 days ago, no, about 10 days ago now, I felt this nudge. And my decision, my next chapter was clearly defined. And that decision was, I'm moving to Pittsburgh. That was my decision. It's time. I've known for a long time I was going to move. I just didn't know when and I didn't know where. And I still didn't know when, but I knew where now. I'm going to Pittsburgh. And this intuitive nudge told me it is time to start doing the things to make this happen. And it's either all going to come together really, really easily and the universe has my back and is in my corner, or it's not. And I'm not going to force anything. But if it were to come together fluidly before the start of the school year, how amazing would that be that my kids could start school down there? To say there was some miscommunication between my family and I would be like the understatement of the year. Things went extremely bad. And I don't even think I can cover it when I say feelings were hurt, things were said. There's no coming back from it. The things that transpired over the past several days broke my heart into 100,000 pieces. And there are certain relationships that will never, ever, ever be the same. But here's the one thing it didn't do. It didn't change my decision. And while I had all of these people throwing at me the logistics, right? The nitty gritty and the logical and the realistic and the reality, all I could say was, I have to. I need to. I'm supposed to. I couldn't get anything more than that out. And I always tell my coaching clients, are you ready for this? Because it's going to ruffle some feathers. You are going to lose people. You are going to lose people. And after this weekend, you guys, I lost people. I lost people I've had my entire life. I've lost people who never thought I would lose. And I lost them. And there are other people I didn't quite lose, but it will never be the same. And I've been thinking so hard about this, because when you are in the middle of the shitstorm, you can't understand it. You can't see where it's going. You can't see where the light is. You can't see that there is any other way around it. You just have to go through it. But there is light on the other side. And it's meant for us. And through all of this, as I sat and I examined and I looked and I prayed and I went through all of my feelings, sitting in all of my feelings, because that's what we have to do. We have to sit in our feelings. And as I sat in them, what did I get out of that? I got that the only person I can trust is myself. And none of us really have enough self-trust. That's all we're supposed to do, is trust ourselves. All we are supposed to do is know that we have the answer within. And it doesn't matter who believes us. It doesn't matter who is in our corner. It doesn't matter what they think or what they say. Because when you know, you know. And trusting yourself is part of finding your own authenticity. You cannot be your authentic self, your authentic person, the one that you came here to be, if you don't trust yourself. I heard Brene Brown. It was a clip, and she basically was saying that fitting in is the opposite of being authentic. Because when you fit in, you are willing to change parts of yourself to become what they want you to be. And when you are authentic, you stand in that authenticity and you attract those who share the same morals and beliefs and ideas and enjoyments, right? So essentially, you cannot be authentic while fitting in. They don't go together. You cannot be authentic and not trust yourself. Because if you're seeking validation from others, we seek validation from others because we don't trust ourselves and we want to fit in. When you are authentic, you don't give a shit. When everything exploded this week, and I mean it exploded, like boom, nuclear. It went nuclear. And I will tell you about that in a couple weeks. I'm not quite ready just yet to share what transpired. But when that nuclear bomb went off, I took a really deep breath. And all I could say was, I know that you guys thought this was going to get me to stop and to slow down. But thank you, because all you did was light a fire that I never would have otherwise had. And not only will I get to Pittsburgh, but I will get there faster, more efficiently, and I promise I will get more successful faster because of the fire that you just lit. And the reason that's so important is because if I didn't trust myself, I would have sank back. I would have said, it's fine. I'm fine. It's all okay. I'll do what you want me to do. Because it is easier to be a people pleaser than it is to stand up for yourself. But the only person in this life that you are living for is you. That's it. And if you are pleasing other people, you are not living for you. And in that case, how good does life really look? We have all had something in our life that has left us wondering what someone else would say. Right? We've all had things in our life that we've thought about and then we held back and we didn't go for it because of what someone else would say. It is time to stand up and love yourself so hard that you never, ever, ever go through that again. It is time to stand up and embrace with everything in you what it is that you want. because you are worthy. You are worthy of trusting yourself. You know yourself better than anyone else. And you know what? Failure isn't real. So you can't fail at whatever it is that you're scared of right now. You can't fail. One of my favorite exercises that I do with clients is this. We talk about something that they really want to do. And I will use myself in this example, and I want you to get your journal out right now because I want you to take yourself through this or write down the steps so you can go through this later. But I want you to think of that one thing that you want to do so bad, but you're holding yourself back from doing it. You want to go to, I'm going to move to Pittsburgh. What am I scared of? Well, I don't have a place to live yet. Am I going to be able to support myself and my kids? Am I going to get the life I want? Can I do it? How hard is it going to be for me to be there by myself with my kids, but all alone? List out what those fears are. And now I want you to answer one question. What is the worst case scenario? For me, what's the worst case scenario? I hate it. I don't make enough money. We're desperately homesick. Worst case scenario, I pick up and come home. Just because I'm going doesn't mean I have to go forever. No. Now, what's the best case scenario? For me, my intuition is right. It's a beautiful, incredible fresh start where this weight of energy that sits on top of me that is here because of trauma I have faced, and it resurfaces all over the place. It's going to be gone. It's going to be gone. It's a fresh start. It's a start where nobody knows me, where nobody knows the name Vitality. Because right now, as I sit right here in Buffalo, more people know the name Vitality than they know Tabitha Sweeney. But Vitality is a closed chapter for me, and it's a painful chapter for me for so many reasons. So what about if we take it and I go somewhere else and I start fresh? How amazing. How amazing. What if it works? What if it gives me everything I've ever dreamed of and more because the right person is in Pittsburgh and discovers me? I almost can't breathe thinking about it. I always want you to take your burning desire and take it down to the worst case scenario. And if the worst case scenario is not death, really, really weigh why you wouldn't do it. I mean, I'm sure there's a few other options and reasons in there, but like at the moment, I can't think of anything other than death. But stop thinking of things as failure. Stop wondering who's going to be mad at you. I have a whole lot of people mad at me right now, and I mean a whole lot of people. It's okay. They can be mad. Let them be mad. You are not responsible to make them happy. You are responsible to make yourself happy. Period. You are responsible for you. End of story. So on that note, you guys, I want you to go out and I want you to do something good today. I want you to find clarity and peace. I want you to sparkle. Ooh, I want you to go sparkle with your. I need a new tagline. Somebody, you guys, drop some taglines for me. Taglines. Like, I'd love it to have the word sparkle in it. That would be really cool. I don't know. I got nothing. I've been saying go out and do something good for so many years, for so long. But like, I would really like it. Like, go out and sparkle today. Oh, maybe that's it. Just go out and sparkle. I don't know, guys. That's all I got. Have a fantastic day. Mwah.